is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Right at the top, it looks pretty stormy and we've had some heavy downpours today. We are seeing just a bit of blue skies though there. Next weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler lets us know if this is the pattern we're going to be seeing for the rest of the week. Cindy?
I think so, Lauren. Yes, very tropical. And I took this picture earlier today, about 10:30 this morning. Look at this rain shaft right over downtown Miami. So we had the blue sky off to the northeast, but that rain shaft that came in and dumped very heavy rain, tropical rain. The sky is so beautiful today, very tropical looking, lots of undulations and low clouds hanging around. So this is the kind of pattern we're going to see all the way through the week, although we're going to have a shift in the winds. Today we have a southeasterly wind direction that will shift tomorrow to the south and then west-southwest for the rest of the week. And you know what that does? We get the most of the rain here on the East Coast. So very wet pattern. Slow moving storms. There's not a lot of push here, so we don't have a lot of directional forcing, even though we've got those winds out in place, but aloft we don't have a lot of force, so they're going to be slow moving storms. Hot and humid, triple digit feels like temperatures, especially by the end of the week. At this point, we've had some heavy rain over parts of Broward and Miami-Dade. We have a flood advisory in effect until 4:30, so a few more minutes. However, a lot of that rain, that heavy rain, has now moved out or stopped, but we've got the heavier rain falling to the south. But at this point, heaviest rain just now to the south of Doral, right along the turnpike. We have some heavy rain falling there. Then you get down here to Miami-Dade, Cutler Bay, down to about the Homestead area. Look at this. The direction is different. It's making its way from west to east. There is some heavy rain falling here, and there is a little bit of lightning too, so be careful. We're getting into the rush hour time. It's going to slow you down on those roads. Already we've seen 1 to 3 inches of rain in many locations, but these storms started at the coast and then moved inland, and that's what you get with an east-southeasterly flow. So these storms will move out of here later on this evening and then reform again tomorrow as those winds turn. Look at the direction. We're going to see showers and thunderstorms develop along the coastal areas by the afternoon, and that's what we should see again on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So all that wet weather, that's going to stick with us. As a matter of fact, especially over the interior, could see anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain over the next 5 days or so. Rain chances are up Wednesday, Thursday, and then down a little bit by the end of the week. But overall, this is a very tropical pattern, sticky pattern as well. Let's head out to the tropics, by the way. We've got a little wave sitting down here in the western Atlantic. This is something the Hurricane Center has just pinpointed, expecting this to make its way toward the Caribbean, giving this a low chance for development. Something we're going to be watching, but that's a long way out. Here's our forecast. Temperatures topping out in the lower 90s, very sticky, with a chance for rain, heavy downpours every single day.
Cindy, thank you. Today marks 3 years since the Champlain Tower South collapsed in Surfside. Families of those who died gathered this morning to honor the lives and legacies of their loved ones. They held a touching memorial at 1:22 a.m., the same time the building collapsed. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray is at the scene with more on this emotional commemoration.
So over my shoulder you see the tent where the memorial was held, marking the 3rd year since this catastrophe unfolded here in Surfside, the partial collapse of the Champlain Tower South. 3 years have gone by, 98 people perished in this disaster. The land next to it is cleared. The rest of the building was knocked down. It has been sold. Plans are underway to build something new on that site, but there are also plans to build a permanent memorial to the 98 people who were killed. Many people were remembering their loved ones who died in this disaster, including Raquel Oliveira, who lost her husband and son. Take a listen.
I hope that this brings answers to who is behind the mistakes that led to this. It's not one mistake, those are many mistakes, and I hope that those responsible are accountable for that.
And tonight, beginning at 5 on CBS Miami, we'll talk further with people who lost loved ones, and also we'll have an update on the memorial that's supposed to be built here and what may happen to this property. In Surfside, Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
6 people have died since last Thursday in Panama City Beach and Stewart Beach from deadly rip currents. All of the 6 people dead were visiting from out of state. You should pay attention to signs and flags when at the beach to see if it's safe to go into the water. If you do get caught in a rip current, though, you should swim sideways, parallel to the shore, until you are out of the rip current. Now at 4, a devastating situation out of Virginia Gardens. This afternoon, we've learned the name of the man who died during a Miami-Dade fire rescue training exercise. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister brings us more on who the man was and his connection to the fire department.
There's still many unanswered questions as to how this 28-year-old man died during this Miami-Dade fire rescue exercise over the weekend, and several agencies are investigating. The family of 28-year-old Fabian Camaro confirmed that he was the man who died in the accident, and he is the son of veteran firefighter Francisco Camaro. On Friday, Miami-Dade fire rescue firefighters were doing a training here on Northwest 36th Street at 67th Avenue in Virginia Gardens when shortly before 11 a.m., first responders received a call about a fire that broke out at this training. When firefighters arrived, they found Camaro suffering from smoke inhalation. He was airlifted to Ryder Trauma Center in critical condition, but later died. Camaro was an EMT, but it's still unclear why he was at this training since he wasn't a member of the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. The Miami-Dade Police Department is treating this as a death investigation, and Mayor Daniela Levine Cava has also asked for an investigation from the Department of Public Safety. But for now, reporting from Virginia Gardens, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
Florida rapper Julio Foolio was shot and killed in a Tampa hotel parking lot. Foolio, whose legal name is Charles Jones, was celebrating his 26th birthday when it happened. According to his lawyer, Jones was at an Airbnb Sunday when his group was asked to leave because there were too many people there. They then ended up at a Holiday Inn hotel nearby where the rapper was gunned down. So far, no arrests have been made. 3 other people were injured. Foolio had a large fan base with 1 million followers on Instagram. 2 suspects are accused of a dangerous crime. 32-year-old Jose Alfredo Martinez and 31-year-old Marlene Da Silva were arrested and charged with 2 counts of facilitating drag racing. Undercover detectives say the 2 used social media to promote and coordinate 2 intersection takeovers in Miami. Authorities say intersection takeovers have been a nationwide concern and pose a concern for public safety. Some of the dangers associated include traffic fatalities, shootings at these events, and the sale and use of firearms and narcotics. Deadly flooding and emergency evacuations. A look at the severe weather slamming several states when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. It is do or die for the Florida Panthers as the hunt for the cup goes into a nail-biting Game 7 tonight. The Cats are looking to secure their first ever Stanley Cup and on their own home ice against the Edmonton Oilers. After winning the first 3 games of the series, the Panthers dropped 3 in a row to set up the winner-take-all matchup tonight at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise. Puck drop is just after 8. At least 1 person was killed Sunday in South Dakota, and evacuations were ordered in parts of Iowa after days of relentless rain caused rivers to overflow in several parts of the Midwest. CBS News Miami's Jennifer Merrily joins us from Minnesota with a look at some of the hardest hit areas.
Here in Waterville, parts of the city are underwater.
They said it's only going to get worse, and so we're just bracing, and hopefully it's not going to get any worse than this.
A state of emergency remains where up to 18 inches of rain fell here. The National Guard is expected to arrive today and help with the rising flood waters.
We're making sure first and foremost people are safe, protecting property and protecting public infrastructure.
Parts of Iowa are underwater too. Drone video over Rock Valley shows only roofs and trees are visible from above. There were 250 water rescues on Saturday alone.
I can tell you the devastation is severe and it's widespread.
The state's governor issued a disaster declaration in 21 counties after more than a dozen rivers flooded in the northwest part of the state. In South Dakota, at least 1 person was killed after heavy rains and flooding inundated the eastern part of the state. Floodwaters there will continue to pose a threat. Across other parts of the Midwest, severe weather spawned 6 tornadoes that struck southern Wisconsin over the weekend. In Argyle, storms flattened the historic Apple Grove Lutheran Church, founded in 1893. Minnesota senators visited the area yesterday and said they're working with the federal government to provide more assistance to hard-hit areas. The chance for more storms here remains low, but other parts of the Midwest will be on alert later today. Jennifer Merrily, CBS News, Waterville, Minnesota.
And happening tomorrow, just in time for hurricane season, NASA and SpaceX will be launching a new hurricane satellite. The GOES-U satellite is in collaboration with NOAA to help with forecasting hurricanes and other solar atmospheric events.
We're very proud of how NASA and NOAA have collaborated over the life of the GOES-R program, and we look forward to getting GOES-U into orbit and on station as GOES East.
GOES-U will also provide images of the sun, detect solar flares, volcanic eruptions, and lightning. The satellite is the fourth and last of the GOES series. It will launch from the Kennedy Space Center around 5 p.m. tomorrow. You can watch the launch here live on CBS News Miami. A Naples family is now suing NASA after space junk smashed into their home in March. NASA confirmed the metal object, weighing in at a little less than 2 pounds, was from a cargo pallet that came from the International Space Station. It was removed from the space station 3 years ago and was expected to fully burn up when re-entering Earth's atmosphere. The family is suing for damage caused to their property, business disruption, as well as emotional and mental anguish. Over 567,000 portable battery chargers are now under recall. If you own the MyCharge Power Hub all-in-one portable charger, you may need to return it. The items sold at Costco's nationwide have been reported to overheat while charging. It's caused over $165,000 in damage to properties. If you bought the product from January of 2022 to November of 2023 online or from Costco, you should reach out to MyCharge for a replacement. And turns out renting a home can be just as unaffordable as buying one. In a new study from Harvard, researchers found that both homeowners and renters have become burdened by housing costs. And although rents have always been higher than average incomes, researchers say after the pandemic, rent prices have become unprecedentedly high. That's CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Lauren Pastrana. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.